Come and join us as we roam. We're taking our 6 kids and leaving home. We're the Adventure Kings.
Hello, hello, welcome to our our December recap. We are still doing so good here in India, and so here's a recap of how December went. First up on the first of the month, this girl, woo! Turned 11 months old. Yay! Yay! So this was her last month. And then we went right into a Christmas bazaar, or what they call like a flea or a stall. We would call it like a vendor event. So all of the apartment complexes came together, and there was obviously our oil booth I got to share, which was awesome, but then the kids got cotton candy. But
it's like natural cotton candy, like as natural as you can get, right? It's
no food coloring.
No food coloring.
You want to go play? All right, you're excused. And they had a DJ and Christmas songs and
kids
all
were
the
grinning
things.
across the stage.
What?
All of our kids, watch what they're grinning.
So yeah. Then Matt was lucky enough to be able to get up super early and watch our nephew Jake.
Yeah, so this is actually like during halftime. If you look in the bottom right corner, there's my brother Zach making an appearance in our videos. So I think I sent that to him during one of the
Hey,
things.
Uncle Zach.
Hey, Uncle Zach. He's right down there. And then this is actually, we watched Jake quite a bit, so congratulations on a pretty good season there, Jake. And then that's our kids. We went down to the print shop. We always have to get things printed here, and that was just them hanging out on the railing in the middle of the busyness, just nice and cute. Nice and cute. And then we carried on our tradition of baking cookies. This was quite the process here, because that's the biggest pan we can get.
Because we only have a microwave convection oven.
So right there she is.
So
it was a process, but
quite the process. So 1 or 2 kids at a time would come in the kitchen and be able to make cookies. And here you see some people that are not in our family. So we'll talk about them here in a minute.
So we are decorating them, because on Christmas we actually went out and passed them out. So that was
and
fun we got to do.
That pink girl Sophia.
That is Sophia, you're right.
Yeah.
So this is the mall that's near us. And
that is our whole entire family.
That is our whole family. Wow. That's the mall, the big Phoenix Palladium Mall, and they have a massive tree they put up in the middle, so we got a nice family picture there. And then our church had their own Christmas vendor event, so we all went up there and had some fun, and you can see this little elf was being held by Big Sis. And they love to dance and play music, so here they are going in circles and wait for it. Kenley, what are you going to do here? Bam!
So this
is Naveen driving us.
Not Naveen, who's driving?
Daddy!
You betcha.
So Matt got to drive once. This is the craziest time. You can't even really explain the driving. I've shown videos before, but
Naveen said it is.
I was so convinced that he'd be fine driving us to church because it's so calm on Sundays. So he went out driving with Naveen. Naveen said he almost hit a motorcycle.
Which is not true.
It's actually not true. I was there.
See, I got in the car, I turned around, I looked to my right because that's where everybody's going to come from. And a motorcycle guy went flying by, kind of looked at me. I'm like, what?
Naveen says Matt pulled out in front of him.
That didn't even move. That was the thing.
Shave it.
He didn't
Come
move
on
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That
So
was the
anyways,
end of the driving experience.
I had no desire. Bailey had a desire for me, which was...
But Matt drove in India, so that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow, yay,
Yay,
you're
I
so
did
funny.
it.
You have to
I
be
did it,
18
yeah. So then we had our Loda Park Cricket League, and last time you got to see the tryouts for that, but now we actually had the auction for the women's, and the men's is still to come.
So it's all fake money. Every owner gets, like, let's say $100,000.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's in rupees. And they can spend it however they want, but they have to have
They have to have like 12
or
players.
14 players. And each owner
Winning
gets access to
starts
the videos of the tryouts, and that's how they kind of know
All right.
who they want to buy. So it's a
2.5,
random draw.
3.5,
Who gets drawn
4.5,
first? Then the
5.
owners start
Can we make
bidding.
it 6?
So
Tanagara and Associates.
yeah, I was there to watch.
6.
Well, and their whole
7,
system
Kuchi.
is crazy. Like,
8.
they've obviously done this before because when they bid, it's like the maximum amount they can bid to, so they can have enough money to buy everybody else they need. Like, it was so fun to
9
watch the
lakh
screens.
points by
But
Scoochie Gang.
Bailey was the first one up, and
11.
No, not first.
11
in our
lakh
family,
points
in our
by
family,
by
she was
Scoochie
the
Gang.
first. She's a good bowler, which is like a
11 lakh
pitcher for
points
baseball.
Bailey King
Because
by
the women
Scoochie
can
Gang.
bend their arms
12,
to throw,
13,
so it's just
14,
normal.
15, 16,
Yeah,
17.
and then obviously she can hit the
17
ball
lakh
because
points.
she's good
Little
at pretty much
sprinting
every
race
sport.
by the
She's good
owners.
at baseball.
17 lakh
She's good at
points by
tennis.
Scoochie
Just
Gang.
kind of everything
18,
together, so-
19, 20, 21,
In the end,
22,
she
23,
went
4,
for, what was it,
5,
babe?
6.
40. 40 left.
40 pennies, guys. 40 pennies. Don't blow her head up anymore.
But then I was like half mortified because I've never played, not once, and I felt a lot of pressure. And the day after, my coach, or my owner, who I love now, but I didn't know him, called and wanted to make sure that I knew how much he had paid, and he was so excited. And we started practices within like a few days, every single morning at like 6:30 or 7 a.m.
That was the sand.
Yeah, we got some videos of those here coming up too. And then this was one of our homeschooling days. Just went down to the park to do some school, didn't you?
Finally get some sun.
Yeah,
It's really hot here most of the
it
time.
can be. Some days it's hot, some days it's perfect. And then Papa sent his old implement classified magazine to Lakin,
Big words.
and he gave him the budget. What was the budget, Lakin?
1 million if I was gonna do it alone, but me and Miles worked together, so we got $1,200,000.
1,200,000.
Yeah.
And what'd you have to get? Implements for all seasons? So they had to prepare for the entire year's worth of harvest, or
So what are
crops,
some of the
planting,
things?
tillage,
what are some
all
of
of
the things
it.
you had to get, Miles?
Usually make me draft a comment so it could blow up on me.
Wow. Yeah, so that's Lakin and Miles helped put all that together, but they were super excited when they got the book in the mail.
Actual mail.
And of course, there's Ethan just living life, kind of like you.
Hey, that's you.
Yeah, that's you. That's just cute little Tatum. And then Bailey and I went to the office one day, and we had to get that video. But as you can see in this picture, it's a tow truck that has 2 tuk-tuks on it. So they both broke down, so they hooked them both up and
We thought it was funny.
towed them away. It was funny. And then it was somebody's birthday. Not yours, you stink. Lakin turned the double one.
We got gifts. You got 2 cakes.
Yeah.
But that was
We
not fair.
went. Did we go to Kidzania on your birthday? Oh yeah, and then for his birthday,
Oh, here.
we went to.
Yeah, so we went to Kidzania, which we'll talk about here in a second, but on the way, Ethan had to go to the bathroom. And at home, we actually have a little porta potty in our vehicles in case we need to stop for any reason, right?
Or there's like a gas station within 3 minutes that you pull off to.
There's like no gas stations here. It's just like
Don't talk about
chaos.
it.
So,
Public bathroom.
sitting in the back row, I improvised. I pulled out a pull-up and said, "Just go, babe. Just go." So she did, and we were successful, right? No
Saved
messes.
the day in Mumbai
Zero
traffic.
trash. So this is Kidzania. This is where they're walking up to the bank to get their money. You can see they each have wristbands.
So it's like the biggest. It's actually international, but the one in the U.S. is quite far from us. Yeah, it's like the biggest kids international museum, and it's all meant to simulate real life. So when they get there, they have a starting salary that they have to use to get money, and then they can do activities that cost money, like climbing and things, or they can do activities that earn money. So here are the 2 little ones. They were firefighters,
They had to
so they
pay
had
to
to go
do
through
that.
training. Then they have an actual fire engine they ride through the museum on.
So you can see like this looks like a downtown area. That's what the whole thing looks like. Just a downtown that you get to walk through, play in.
And you also just saw me and Kinley just walk through there being vets.
Yep.
So here they are riding to get to the fire. So they earned money because this was actually a job, not a pleasure. So this was super cute. There was things like courier services where they had to go around to all of the businesses and deliver. There was a grocery store. Easton was really good at the grocery
This was
store.
the bakery where they got to make Biscoff biscuits, I believe.
Yep.
I didn't get to do anything.
You did so much.
Not that much.
There's
Studio, animation studio right there.
Yeah, what else did you guys do? Oh, the vet. You guys had to find
Yeah.
lost animals for the
I
vet.
think,
I saw in the fire truck video. I
There's-
saw a driving
which one's this
license.
one?
It's like a bank thing they had to deliver.
It's special deliveries, like
Money or
Money
something.
and bulk.
Yeah.
I got
Here's a
my own
grocery
one.
store. This was funny because like all these kids would go in there and they're supposed to get stuff. And then I walked by later, and Kinley's back in there. She's actually getting paid to put things back
I
away
got paid
because
5 times.
yeah, she just kept putting stuff away, and people were like, "We're gonna like promote you to assistant manager." So it was a good time. The boys got to do
I got my driver's license.
driving tests.
I did too.
There's different types of driving tests. So this is a car, four-wheeler.
Four-wheeler.
That's what we'll call them, four-wheeler. What are you doing there?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm making a ball.
And this is the two-wheeler driving test.
I passed. I got my license.
Yeah.
Making
Nutella sandwiches.
Nutella, yeah. He's back on his motorcycle
That's
test.
me.
No, still.
That's me. That's Miles.
Yeah, they both got to go and do that.
I got
Did you
You
get
can
2
see
licenses?
he's leaning with it. Gotta do it. And that was Kidsania, so it was a super fun place. Kids love it. Pop actually gave us a pass there to go back. For Christmas, he gave us a pass.
So here you'll see the Ecker family.
That's
So
my
this
thing.
is Brittany and Ryan and Carter and Sophia. We met them in Florida when we were living there last April, May time. And they had just moved to Florida from Pennsylvania. And they're kind of trying to figure out what they want to do next with their lives. And so when we mentioned we're moving to India, they kind of said, why not? So first week or so of December,
Yep.
they flew here from Pennsylvania and moved in with us for the entire month of December until they could get their apartment in our same apartment complex rented. So we had 3 or 4 weeks living together. They moved out Christmas Eve, is that right?
Christmas Eve day, yep.
So here they are. We had Matt went and got him at the airport, and we had a ton of fun just staying up every night with them, and it was great. The girls gave up their room and slept in our room. So it was great.
And then there's old Cricket. You guys met to meet him last month, and
So great.
he's getting bigger and bigger by the second. But here was Kinley enjoying her new sweatshirt with Cricket in the hood.
All right, let's get them down to it.
And then it was
Christmas.
Birthday.
first teenager in the house. Life is different now. All right, and then for her birthday, did you guys get your nails done?
Nails, coffee, shopping.
What didn't you do?
It was the day of Kinley.
Every day.
So here we are, back at the mall.
Happy birthday.
There's all her goods. The Hello Kitty birthday cake. 13, that is so crazy. And then one of her gifts was a ring we got her. Nice discussions about it.
We're back without children.
Yeah, technical difficulties. And by technical difficulties, I mean children.
All right, so Matt threw me a surprise 40th with some of our friends from church and doTERRA. So I don't love surprises, but it was lovely. And thank you to everybody who sent in a video that Matt lovingly put together for me. It was
You know, we ran out of Kleenex, I think, didn't we?
a little bit emotional to see everybody, but it was very fun to get together. And then not too long after my birthday, we did kind of a night out to see Christmas lights and things, and went to dinner. And dinner for us is like 6:30. Dinner for Indians is,
Between 8 and midnight. 9 o'clock is pretty common.
so we end up in most restaurants alone, and we're kind of a scene because we have 6 kids and we're American. So this is just kind of our average experience in a restaurant where everybody that's working wants to hang out with our kids, talk to us. They want to take a lot of pictures. It's just an interesting and unique experience. So here they took Easton up to the bar to look at some fish while we were waiting for our dinner, and yeah, it's unique. It's very interesting.
Kids enjoy it though too.
Yeah.
And this is a view from one of our friends that we met. They're in the building that looks right down onto the soccer field. And like, I'm pretty sure I recognize that family. And they said it's Bailey, and that's us. So that's our football field that the kids play on every day from 1 to whenever they come home.
Sometimes 11 to 12 too when they're done with school.
Yeah, that's their favorite place to go, which is actually, it's on the rooftop of one of our buildings, but it's surrounded by the tall high-rise buildings, so it's actually shaded quite often, which is nice. So they can play up there. It's safe from the sun, and they're getting a ton of exercise. So
And then with the cricket auction and the super high bid, I felt a little pressure. And so the fact that we had never played before, I reached out to my friend Shivani, who is super active in the sports world, and just said, listen, we need a coach. And so she hooked us up with this guy. We say his name's Diada. I'm sure we're saying it wrong.
I'm 99% sure.
He's phenomenal. He would bring 1 or 2 other coaches. We had practice 2 or 3 times a week, all through December, because our league didn't start till January. So they taught us the proper form. If you see Matt's tryout, he's
That might
holding
be
it like a
honest,
bat. So they got us to put it down. So we were like 3-4 mornings a week doing
Here's my
these.
tryout. So you can see, like, I'm okay there. That was fine, but I think we have another video here. Like, you can see I have it up like a bat. That's not what you do in cricket. I brought it back down, but it's just, I had no idea what I was doing at this time. Man, that was a nice shot, though. Man!
Then we had our very first doTERRA event launch. So doTERRA asked Matt and I to help lead a 4 or 5 month program for those that are trying to start businesses in India with doTERRA. And so we get to lead all of it. And so this was our first event, which is super cool. And
70 people there that we're
yeah.
trying to
Help.
boost this business with here in India.
Yeah. And then our sweet boy, Lakin Lin, he's had crazy poison ivy before. And so when his face started to swell, this is like maybe 50% better already in this picture. We didn't put the worst in here. We finally figured out that what had happened is they spray frequently with some pretty strong chemicals for mosquitoes because of, how do you say it, dengue fever?
No, it doesn't mean a lot of things.
A lot of diseases for mosquitoes. And so his cricket bat was in our hallway, and they spray the hallways, and so we're 90% sure that,
Oh, 100% sure. I'm 100%.
Yeah?
So this kid, when he gets hot, he doesn't do it anymore. When he gets hot down there playing, he just go, he doesn't wear glasses, he'll just go, wipe the sweat like that. That's exactly what he does. So then they sprayed, like, he came back home and, like, it looked like he'd been slapped. And I didn't really know what it was. And then the major swelling, all of this happened.
like, his eyes were like basically swollen
We
shut.
talked to one of our
Was,
Ayurvedic
was there
doctors
almost
here.
like blisters or
Kind of.
something?
We talked to one of our Ayurvedic doctors, and she's like, "This looks like a chemical burn." That's when we put it together. 100%. He grabbed his bat. He played. He was sweaty. Goes like this. He has exact finger lines down his face.
Like, you could see like the outline. So yeah. So
No
we
wonder wipes
used
his face like that.
actual like aloe plants helped it, some oils, some
Yeah.
diaper cream, all the things. So that was an interesting 3-4 day experience. It's actually quite stressful because we were worried about him.
Yeah.
Then Lena watched the kids while we went and did all of our Christmas shopping. So Hamleys to me is like the toy store in
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what's it
Yeah,
called?
Home Alone 2
In
New
Home
York.
Alone in New York City. And so we were basically able to get all of our Christmas shopping done in like an hour and a half in there. They wrapped it.
We had like our personal shopper with us. We're like, all right, we need this. He's
Multiple
like,
for each of
come
us.
over here. Like, we'll show you this, and like gave us different options. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And then we went in like 2 weeks later or a week later for one of the kids' birthdays. Maybe they're like, do they like it? We're like, they don't know about it yet. It was Christmas. Hold off, please. They recognize us though.
So yeah, it was fun to get away for a minute. And then this is some of our cricket practices were actually held in the refuge area, which is basically an empty apartment. Every 7 levels, they have to leave one empty to meet for fires. And so
Technical difficulties, part 2.
3.
Well, whatever. We're back again.
So anywho, so the refuge areas are where we practiced. It was crazy. Then we have a tradition of driving around looking at Christmas lights, having hot chocolate. We usually give thank you notes to the best lights. So we modified a little bit and went with I just went with the older kids because it's just been quite the week. And so here we are. Naveen took us out one night, drove us from a large Catholic area that does Christmas lights. And so we were able to look at some lights, have hot chocolate. It was just a really nice way to feel like we were close to being at home. And so we saw lots of different lights, and yeah. Then we had the very first scrimmage. So very first practice game. I literally could like feel my heart in my throat. I was so nervous, but that one actually didn't go too bad.
These are just the parties that they have. This is the birthday party down in our amphitheater area. They bring in all this stuff. They'll bring in like little carousels, food, DJs, inflatables. Like, it's absolutely insane. Bailey, I think, did you find out the cost of them from a friend or something like that? I mean, how much were they? I don't remember what you said.
$3,000 or $4,000?
$3,000 or $4,000. And I would say there's almost average of one every weekend. Like, it's crazy.
We actually got to go to one. It'll
You
come
might see that in the future.
in another one. Anyway. All right, so then we have a Christmas Eve tradition of getting matching family PJs and going out to breakfast in our PJs. So here we are in the lobby of our apartment.
Mama Bear brought those all the way from the States, so we're prepared. Kimmy was all worried about it. We had it, girl, don't worry.
We went to our favorite place, good old IKEA. So that's just around the corner, so we walked there, had breakfast, which was great. All right, so Christmas Eve ended with our kids being half or 2/3 of the cast in our church Christmas Eve play. So it was super cute. They all had parts that they had worked on and memorized, and Miles got to be Jesus, and it was just so cute. They did a great job. The church loved it. The only issue is that our service, I don't even think started till 9 maybe, so we got out of there at like 10. By the time we got home it was like 11:30, so that was a challenge for us, but they did so good. Here's Easton. She came in as the lion. It was just so sweet. So super fun, and we're really thankful for a church that really includes the kids. Of course, after Christmas Eve was Christmas, so we woke up, had cinnamon rolls. The kids all had gifts from grandparents, had given us money to shop for the kids, and we of course had gone to Hamleys for us, and Santa came, and it was definitely different than being at home because we didn't get to see family, but we did get to FaceTime, and honestly everybody did really, really well with it being so different and being away from family. So we made the most of it, and the kids have been so resilient on so many levels with this move to India, and Christmas really was no exception. So they had fun, they enjoyed their presents, we got to go outside for the afternoon. I don't know what we did, just messed around, played, whatever. So definitely different than being at home in the cold, but again, they just did so well. And here is New Year's Eve, so the last day with the baby in the house. So we all took a chance to snuggle her one last time before the next day she would turn 1. So December was an eventful month with 3 birthdays and Christmas and the beginning of cricket practice and the auction, getting to start some doTERRA events and trainings, but it was such a good month.
Come and join us as we roam. We're taking our 6 kids and leaving home. We're the Adventure Kings.